10 facts about the day the music died. The day the music died was coined by Don McLean in his 1971 hit American Pie. The reason the plane was called upon in the first place was Buddy Holly, amongst many people on said tour, had grown sick and tired of the horrible buses that weren't fit for kids, much less musicians, constantly breaking down, constantly going into zigzag throughout different states, and constantly having no heat. It was Buddy Holly's decision to charter a plane to the very next destination. The original flight they were going on was from Clear Lake, Iowa to Fargo, North Dakota, in which they would arrive in Fargo and not even 10 minutes away would be at the next concert destination in Moorhead, Minnesota. Jerry Dwyer, who was the manager of the airport they departed from, as well as the owner of the plane they were in, had claimed to have seen the lights of the plane near the tail going down when they departed. He had told the tower about it. The tower told him it was an optical illusion. Jerry was so comfortable in his assumption that just 7 hours later he would take the very same flight that they were going to take and would find the departed plane just 5 miles away. Many theories throughout the years suggest that Big Bopper, one of the 4 victims of said crash, had survived the crash initially, but eventually succumbed due to his injuries because he was 40 feet away from the crash as opposed to 17 feet away like Ritchie Valens and Buddy Holly were. The Big Bopper Jr. would have his dad, Big Bopper, exhumed in 2007 to see if there was any merit behind this claim, in which there was not. He had died on impact because nearly every bone in his body was broken. Waylon Jennings was supposed to be one of the people on said plane alongside Buddy Holly, but he had given up his seat to the Big Bopper, who was incredibly ill. The Civil Aeronautics Board ruled it as pilot error. Pilot Roger Peterson was not fit to be behind a plane on that day due to weather conditions as well as lack of training for instruments. Instrument-rated training, in which an airplane is solely depicted on how you read your instruments and how you're able to fly just off looking at that rather than looking outside your windows or looking straight ahead. Very likely it was spatial disorientation, in which Roger initially thought the plane was going up when in reality it was going down. It's common knowledge that most folks know Ritchie Valens won his seat on the plane via a coin toss with Tommy Allsup. However, some folks don't know there were 5 IDs found the very next day in that crash, despite only being 4 victims: Ritchie, Big Bopper, Buddy, and pilot Roger Peterson. Now, there were 5 IDs found, the 5th one being Tommy Allsup because he had given Buddy his ID to get some mail that Tommy's mom had sent him in the next city. When Buddy learned that Waylon gave his seat up on the plane, he jokingly told Waylon that he hopes the bus he's traveling in freezes over. Waylon would then say a remark that would haunt him for the rest of his life, as he would tell Buddy he hopes the plane that he's in crashes.